Hey guys, Chaz here from Elevate Coaching. Today I want to talk about diets and what I really found has worked for me personally when it came to just kind of weight management, trying to lose a little bit of body fat in order to get a good body composition overall for riding on the bike. So to give you a little bit of a background, back in July, I had finished a camp with the youth, and when I came home I realized my weight had upticked quite a bit, mostly because one, we've had no racing, and two, I mean, with all the lockdown stuff and whatnot and not really going out and interacting with people, you know, my life kind of slowed down a little bit, and you know, through boredom you kind of eat a little bit more. So with that, I decided to try to think of, okay, what can I do to one, get a better body composition, and two, continue to improve my overall performance on the bike. So that's where I kind of sat down and started trying to figure out a way that would work for me personally, and hopefully these tips and tricks will actually help you today. Straight from the top, about July 15th, I was weighing in around 156 pounds. All right, honestly, I normally don't get up to that weight. The last time I was that weight was probably when I was like a Cat 4. I was around 160, right? I'm a Cat 1 now, okay? So I got up to around 156 pounds. Now with that, people would look at me and be like, oh, you're thin, dude. You're totally fine. Yes and no. On the bike, I was, you know, a little bit heavy for my size. So I like to climb and I like to go fast up hills, and that's really what I excel at. In order to do that, I need to continue to keep a good body composition. So July 15th, I was about 156 weight-wise, and I want to say my body fat was probably 11.5%. At least that's what my scale says. Who knows how accurate that is? But 156 pounds and 11.5% on July 15th. Now, I had put in a plan in order to continue to make gains on the bike. You'd have to lose weight relatively around no more than a pound a week. Okay, so my goal was to do at least 1 pound or maybe just slightly less a week, and just keep working on that and see what I can get to, and eventually see how low I could go before performance started to not improve anymore, and then level out there. Ideally, my goal weight is going to be around 145, and in order to get there, I'm gonna have to get probably around an 8% body fat. All right, so that's the overall goal. Now let's talk about how I actually went about doing that. So in doing research, a lot of diets tell you, you know, restrict your eating, go to fat, high fat, low carb, teach your body to use fat as fuel. That way you don't have to put on the carbs, because carbs, I believe it's like 1 gram of, or 2 grams of water per gram of carb, and if you're overusing that, you're gonna be storing carbs as fat, and there's a whole thing out there, right? But overall, through my research, what I found actually was going to work best for me is going to be calorie counting. Now, with that, I'm not going for like 1,000 calorie deficit. All right, I'm going for as little as possible, so I can still feel good on the bike and I can still really fuel my body for what I need to do. But at the same time, I'm going to do as little as possible, so I can also lose that body fat. So the one thing that I found that I really enjoyed was the book Racing Weight. I actually have that right here. So this book right here by Matt Fitzgerald, Racing Weight. It's an easy read. It's a super good read. Anyways, he really talks about the importance of eating clean. Now, what I'm talking about there is I'm talking about cutting out fast food. I'm talking about trying to limit as many packaged foods as possible. Something else that I had to get rid of was ice cream. I freaking love ice cream. All right, like I'm a Ben & Jerry's guy. I could eat a pint easily, but on top of that, I had to cut some things out and make some room for improvements. So those are one thing I did, all right, and that's what he rolls out in Racing Weight. And the cool thing about Racing Weight is he says, eat as much as you want as long as it's clean. And he has this cool little table in there, and I'll show you where it's like, you know, you can get 5 servings of fruit a day before it's too many. You can get 4 servings of grains a day before it's too many, you know, and it tells you what foods are actually bad for you. So like whole grains are better than non-whole grains, all right, or starchy grains. So in other words, brown rice was going to be better than white rice, things of that nature. So I went with the racing weight method, and on top of that though, I also counted calories because I wanted to know, based off of how I was eating in that book, what kind of calorie I was doing, all right, what kind of calories I was adding up. And now that brings me to my second one. One thing I did was I used MyFitnessPal. Now for me personally, I work from home. I sit at my desk a lot on the computer doing things of that nature. And then yes, I do get to go out and ride. I do some stuff at church when it comes to like hanging out with youth kids, and on Sundays, like I'm active and stuff. Most of the time I'm at home sitting at a desk doing either my college work, doing my coaching stuff, doing my ministry work. Like all of it is kind of sitting at a desk. So I'm not on my feet all the time. I'm not super active. So when it came to MyFitnessPal, I set it up with the sedentary option. All right, like I sit, work at a cubicle, right? Don't do a whole lot. Now, on top of that, I did add in the amount of calories each day automatically that I would burn on the bike. So basically I would get a limit of, I think my daily calorie limit was 1,500 calories, all right? I know, it seems ridiculous. Like obviously I'm gonna eat more than that. But there's 1,500 calories, and if I worked out that day, it would add on top of that I knew how much I could eat. So just to give you an idea, I was limited to around 1,500 calories a day. And then bike-wise, I was averaging about 1,500 calories a day on the bike. So right there, I'm kind of allotted for 3,000 calories a day to eat, all right? This is where you start to do, you know, the math on how you need to lose weight. So now my goal is to eat, obviously, 500 calories. Actually, that 1,500 put me at 1 pound a week, put me at 1,500 calories a day. So I could eat 3,000 calories a day, and I would slowly drop weight. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be eating all of that every single day, because I'm not going to do the same type of workouts every single day, right? Some days I'm going to burn 800 calories. Other days I'm going to burn 4,000 calories working out. Totally depends on what kind of day it is. But here's the thing. When I did days where I burned 4,000 calories, I didn't eat, 5,500 calories. That's just insane. I would eat, 3,000 to close to 4,000 calories, but outside of that, I never ate that much. Also, on my really, really low days, so like today is a Sunday, I worked today at church, and then outside of that, I did not go ride today because I take Sundays off. I don't ride on Sundays because plus, that's the day I have the most like on my feet working too. So today, even though I have a 1,500 calorie limit, I'm still gonna eat around 2,000 to 2,500 calories. Because again, yesterday I could have ate 5,000 calories based off of what I did. I only ate 4,000. So I still have 1,000 calories I can make up because I'm already working at a 500 calorie deficit. Now, as this journey has gone on, this is what I did. I stayed very strict to it. I'll show you some of my Training Peaks stuff about what I've done calorie wise. But being strict to it is important, but also having those times where you kind of relax a little bit is important. And that's where I learned on the days that I burned a lot of calories, I could maybe actually indulge in some of that ice cream that I wanted. On days that I wasn't burning the calories, I had to really tell myself to eat super clean, super healthy, and hold back at all costs. So on top of eating clean, okay, the other thing I did was I hydrated very well, all right? I drank lots of water, all right? Tons of water. One, what the water does is it actually helps you feel more full. 2, keeps you hydrated. 3, it allows things to be broken down in your digestive system better, allows you to really absorb the nutrients that you need. And overall, it just helped a lot, especially when I got on the bike. I noticed whenever I hydrated well, my heart rate on the bike was always significantly lower. Whenever I didn't hydrate well, an hour and a half into the ride, I could see my heart rate starting to creep up a little bit higher than what it usually does. And that would tell me that hydration-wise, I was off, okay? But also when it comes to that, one thing that I did was the racing weight, which is super cool. It comes with a sick side book of recipes. So the racing weight cookbook, okay? Now listen, these guys didn't ask me to do this review. This is just something I found. Super dig this cookbook. There's lots of really good clean eating recipes in there. One of my favorites is it showed you how to make homemade peanut butter granola. Oh my gosh, that actually became one of my desserts. Like, I loved it. Like, I would do that. Sometimes I would use plain yogurt, strawberries, and that granola in there, and boom, you have like another kind of sweet and savory dish. All right. Something else that I got from the cookbook that I absolutely love. There was 2 different types of smoothies in there that I loved. One was a green colada smoothie, it was called. Basically, can of pineapple chunks / pineapple juice, some spinach, and some coconut milk, non-sweetened. And I had a pre-ride smoothie right there that was like something stupid, like 70 or 80 grams of carbs. All right. But it was super clean, it was natural foods, and it was good for you. There's another one in there that I really liked post-ride. I do almost every time post-ride. It's a peanut butter protein smoothie. Basically, it's a banana, some water, tablespoon of peanut butter, and then any type of chocolate protein powder you want to put in there. I use muscle milk, so 1 scoop of muscle milk in there, and now I have a 30 gram of protein smoothie along with like 40 or 50 grams of carbs. Perfect post-ride recovery smoothie. One of the breakfasts in here that I go to is blueberry walnut pancakes. Super easy. It's oats, some cottage cheese, and egg whites, all blended together in a blender. Add some baking powder to it, and then boom, chopped walnuts, throw it on the griddle, add those blueberries, top it with some maple syrup. There you go. One of my favorite morning, I almost every single morning I eat that, and that fuels my rides. Again, that with the maple syrup on top, it's around 80 grams of carbs. It's also a good 30 to 40 grams of protein. It's a all around great meal. Another one that I loved in the afternoons that I did before some of our evening crits that we had over the last couple months was it was like what was it? Pumpkin spice. Lame, I know, but pumpkin spice oatmeal. Basically oatmeal, and you take some pumpkin, but pumpkin, like legit pumpkin, like canned pumpkin in it, some pecans on top of that, maple syrup, boom, another 80 grams of carbs per dish. So overall, I didn't cut carbs. I loaded on carbs. I did that, and I tracked my calories, and that is basically what I did. I ate clean, I tracked my calories, I made sure to not overeat on days when I burned like 5,000 calories, because it's easy to be like, I need to eat everything in the house. No, I ate until I was full. And then on days when I wasn't burning 5,000 calories, I ate just a little bit over my limit. But again, I restricted myself to just purely clean, cut out all the sweets on those days. And that's what I did. The other thing with the calorie counting is I didn't just count food. Okay, I also counted everything that I did on the bike, because that counts too, right? You have to count that. And overall, here's the results of what happened. Each month, I was looking at about 1.5 pounds of weight loss. Okay, so 156 in July. Here I am at the end of October, and I've been trending pretty steady at about 146. So almost on my weight, got another pound to go, but I've been about 146. My body fat has gone from 11.5% down to about 7.7 to 8% body fat. That's how it's gone. Muscle mass. When I started this, I had 129 pounds of muscle mass. Apparently, I've lost 2 pounds in muscle mass, all right? And where I lost that, I don't know, because overall, my threshold has actually gone up. My watts per kilo have gone up, obviously, but my threshold has gone up. My VO2 max has actually gone up a little bit. What else has changed? I mean, overall endurance has gone up a little bit. I mean, I'm flying up hills right now, but again, this is what I did. Eat clean, counted calories, didn't overeat on days I could overeat, and didn't fully undereat on days that I couldn't eat that much. Tracked the food, found a system that worked for me, got in a rhythm, and stayed very disciplined to it. And there you have it. That's what's worked for me. Everyone's different. I didn't do a certain specific diet. I ate whatever I wanted to eat, but again, I found foods that were clean. Sure, yes, I still kind of go out from time to time and eat, like Deli Delicious. I'll go out and grab a sandwich from Deli Delicious. But again, I take almost all of the oils and all of the vinegars off of it, the mayonnaise and all that stuff. And I will just kind of keep kind of a bare sandwich with whole wheat bread, because whole wheat is far better than anything that's refined. And that's what I have. I'll throw all the vegetables on there, of course, and there's my sandwich. So it's a lot healthier than what it could be. I know what they are. Again, I found ways to work it in there to where I still had good progress. Even today, I'm still like slightly losing it because again, I'm targeting body fat. So body fat is still slowly coming off. Now that I'm getting closer to my weight, it's getting harder to slightly lose that body fat. So it's very finicky now. If anything, I'm just cool with just staying where I'm at. So I'm gonna keep eating what I'm doing and just kind of sit where I'm at right now and just try to make that my new normal. And then hopefully down the road, my body will adapt to that and I won't have to worry about it anymore. But anyways, that's what I've been doing for weight loss and management, and not really weight loss, but body composition. Okay, overall, I've gotten leaner. I still have maintained all my muscle, but I've gotten leaner. So if that's something you guys are interested in, just go ahead and leave some comments down below on what you find works for you. Everyone's different. Okay, this isn't gonna work for everyone, obviously, but it's what worked for me. So with that, hey, guys, keep training hard, raising hard, and I will see you guys on the next video. Lit.